Everything you've been told about fixing yourself might actually be making you worse. You've been trained to fight your dark side, to eliminate it completely, to become stronger, more disciplined, to win against the worst parts of you. But what if that's exactly why you still feel stuck inside your own mind? What if the harder you fight yourself, the deeper the chaos quietly grows? And what if the enemy you're trying to destroy was never your enemy? Here's the part almost no one stops to question. You don't have just one version of yourself. You have parts you show and parts you hide. The hidden part, the uncomfortable one, that's what psychology calls your shadow self. It carries your anger, jealousy, fear, guilt, everything you've learned to reject. And even if you pretend it's not there, it still shapes your decisions every day. But here's where things get unsettling. Most people are being controlled by something they refuse to even acknowledge. You think you're calm until one moment and suddenly rage takes over. Like that moment you say something you instantly regret and can't take back. You think you're confident, but insecurity quietly controls your choices. And in those moments, it feels like you're not even yourself anymore. I'm Marcus. I break down things like this, the patterns behind your mind. If this is hitting you, consider subscribing. Because that feeling isn't random, it's your shadow stepping in. According to Jungian psychology, your shadow holds everything you've pushed away. The traits you were told were weak, wrong, embarrassing, or too dangerous to show. So instead of facing them, you buried them deep in your unconscious. But buried doesn't mean gone, it means waiting for the right moment. And here's where the real problem begins. Because the moment you notice your shadow, your instinct is to fight it. You try to suppress your anger, eliminate your jealousy, control every negative thought. You meditate, journal, analyze, trying to fix yourself like something is broken. But let me ask you something. Has that actually worked completely? Or does something still feel unresolved deep inside you? This is the part most people lie to themselves about. Because that frustration slowly replaces your hope. You start questioning why self-improvement still isn't giving you peace. You understand your emotions, but in critical moments, they still control you. It's like knowing the problem, but being powerless to stop it. Now here's the truth most people never realize. The problem isn't your shadow, it's how you've been taught to deal with it. Because fighting your shadow is like trying to silence a voice that needs to be heard. The more you suppress it, the louder it comes back. And not gently, it shows up in ways you can't control. So what if the real solution isn't control, but understanding? What if instead of turning your life into a battlefield, you turned it into a conversation? It sounds simple, but almost no one is willing to do this, because it requires you to face what you've been avoiding. And this is where most people lose control. This is where everything starts to shift. Instead of pushing emotions away, you start observing them without judgment. Instead of reacting instantly, you pause and ask, where is this coming from? Instead of resisting, you sit with the feeling, even when it's uncomfortable. And something unexpected begins to happen when you do this consistently. The chaos starts making sense. That anger, it reveals something deeper. Pain, insecurity, or fear. That jealousy, it points towards something you secretly want but never admitted. That guilt, it exposes a value you violated or a truth you ignored. And slowly, your shadow stops feeling like an enemy. It starts feeling like a signal, because every uncomfortable emotion carries information if you listen instead of react. And no, this doesn't mean you justify harmful behavior or lose control. It means you understand it. So it stops controlling you unconsciously. Awareness doesn't weaken you. It gives you control you never had before. And this is where most people get it completely wrong. They think growth means becoming calm, positive, and perfect all the time. But real growth isn't perfection, it's integration. It's becoming whole, not just acceptable. It's learning to hold both your light and your darkness. Because the goal was never to eliminate your shadow. It was to understand it, because the enemy you were trying to destroy was never your enemy.